We've got some Italian parsley. That's going to go on the crumb for the snapper. So we'll take that. And then up the back here, there's the last chili of jalapeno of the season. That will go, we might chuck that in the orange salsa. Fresh coriander, only planted probably about a month ago and it's gone berserk. We're just going to get some iceberg lettuce. It's only early in the season, so I just pick all the outside leaves so then there's no waste. And then the head can still form on the inside as well. Look how fresh that is. All right, then we're going to go to the back part of the yard and we're going to get some oranges. So these aren't your average orange, these ones are your Cara navel. That's going to go on the salsa, perfect with snapper. Let's cook. Tonight we're going to cook up some fish tacos. We're going to do a cassava taco, so gluten-free, grain-free, fresh gold band snapper, straight from Carnarvon. So yeah, we really showcase the WA produce today, as we will with every one of our episodes in this Gather Hunter cooking channel. Fresh veggies, straight from my garden. We're going to do an orange jalapeno salsa, and then our best sauce, Green Goddess, jalapeno desert lime. That's going to be kicker. Going to crumb that snapper up in some quinoa flakes. We've got a few native spices as well. And then we're going to cook it out in the garden. Enjoy a feast with the wives and babies as well. So first step with the fish tacos. We're going to crumb up the fish. So what we're going to do, typical crumbing method, we're going to coat it. But this time we're going to coat it gluten-free style, paleo style. So we've got some fresh cassava flour here. So that's going to be used to act as like the initial coating. So usually about a cup or two. The next one we've got, so 2 free-range eggs. So the egg will coat the fish after the flour. So you're just going to beat those eggs up. You just want it to, be nice and loose. So you can always add in a bit more water or a bit of almond milk or something like that, but that looks perfect to me. All right, so that one's ready. And now we're going to do the special crumb, okay? So quinoa flakes, this crumbing method is just perfect with anything. I just love it in the fish tacos with, that snappy, you just can't beat it. A couple of cups of the quinoa flakes in there. As you can see, I don't really measure, just sort of go with it. And then spice-wise, we've got some dried saltbush, okay? So native drought-tolerant herb to Australia. Just about a half a teaspoon in there. So it's got a nice sort of oceany, sagey taste, so yeah, perfect with this snapper. A little bit of smoked paprika, about a teaspoon, half a teaspoon of that. We've also got some ground coriander, which I've measured out already. And then we've got some desert lime powder. So these are grown up in Gingin from one of our farmer friends. Really pungent, earthy, limey, zingy sort of goodness, very unique. And you can also see it in the Green Goddess sauce. So it's just we love this spice, we really love this spice. So that's going to go in as well, about half a teaspoon or so. We're going to do some jalapenos, which we've just picked from the garden. We're going to finely chop that up, and also some chopped parsley. And all these flavors are going to stay on the board. So when we do the salsa, you're going to already get that nice jalapeno-y parsley taste. If you could smell this, it's so good, like nice fresh food. Literally picked it 2 minutes ago. So into the bowl it goes. All right. So give it a nice mix up. Got nice chunks of parsley and smoked paprika all mixed in there. Okay guys, so last thing we're going to do for the crumbing mix is just season that flour up a bit, that cassava flour, just give it a bit of salt in there. Fresh WA sea salt, mix that up. And then we're ready to crumb some fish. Gold band snapper, without a doubt, one of the best fish. What we like to do is source WA or as local as possible. And then I've just cut that into nice thick goujon strips. And yeah, it's a nice meaty, juicy fish, white flesh, mild tasting. So when you're buying fish, it should smell like the ocean. So this is so fresh, literally off the boat. So I like to keep one hand for dry, one hand for wet. So that's gonna be my wet hand, so used for the fish and the egg. And then the right hand we're going to use for the flour and the crumbs. So that way we don't end up with fingers full of, these crummy looking fingers that, you could deep fry in the fry, so we're going to just keep it nice and clean, all right? So first step is get that nice fresh fish, and then it's going to go into the flour first, okay? In they go, all right. And I just like to, as I'm doing it, and just wipe the edge of the bowl just so you don't end up with too much egg, and then into the quinoa flake crumb. Nice coating, and that's it, look at that. And when we cook that up on the barbie with oil and some butter, it's going to go super crispy, but inside it's going to stay nice and moist and juicy, okay? One other tip is keep some of that crumb and just sprinkle it on top. So if you do get any moisture come out of the fish, they're going to absorb that extra quinoa flakes and they'll stay nice and crispy. And that will go into the fridge while we make the tortillas and the salsa. Cassava flour, best paleo flour without a doubt. So 1-for-1 for wheat flour in most recipes. All right, so we're going to add 260 grams of cassava flour, which is roughly about 2 cups-ish. Then purple sweet potato flour, great colour, so in that goes. So 50 grams. Salt, obviously that delicious WAC salt, a couple of teaspoons of that, and olive oil. 40 grams, so what's that, about 3-4 tablespoons. So that will go in. Hot tap water, so you don't want it scorching hot, but definitely needs to be hot. So that will help get all those starches together and help bind it all together, okay? So that goes in, it's roughly about 2 cups, so we'll add that in and then give it a good mix. So yeah, you can see that purple color is amazing. Okay, and then what we're gonna do is gonna roll them out into probably about 30-40 gram balls. Around that size is perfect, okay? So yeah, do that to the whole dough, and then yeah, we'll I'll show you how to flatten some tacos. All right, so we've finished rolling them up. We're just going to sprinkle a tiniest bit of cassava on them just so they don't get stuck in the taco tortilla press, sorry. So just give them a bit of a roll around. Right, so I've just put 2 pieces of paper down, so one on either side, and then yeah, literally just put it down, bang, and out they come. Perfect. And as you can see, because of that hot water, those starches have really held together and they're not falling apart or anything. All right guys, so now onto the sides. We're gonna do some street corn, which we're gonna cook on the barbie so it'll be nice and charred. I mean, delicious. All right, so take all that outer skin off. We're gonna rub that one up with a bit of olive oil, smoked paprika, and desert lime, and just a smidge of salt, okay? First side done. We're gonna do up some shredded lettuce. What we're gonna do, yeah, obviously see, roll it up into a little, I don't know, cigar. And then we're just gonna shred it up really thin, so just like that. Great thing about tacos is you can literally put whatever you want on it. I mean, for a fish taco, I really like to keep it pretty simple. So we're just gonna have the guacamole, the shredded lettuce, the orange salsa, and the green goddess sauce. We'll put some coriander, which we've washed, on the side as well. So that's the lettuce garnish, green garnish. All right, so cara navel. Yeah, obviously mixed with a blood orange and a navel. So once you see the color of this, you'll be like, oh my God. So just shred it up. All right, and we're just gonna scrape it into our coconut bowl. And you can see there's all bits of jalapeno and stuff in there. So it's, you know, you're gonna have all these nice flavors just rubbing in on those oranges as well, you know. All right, so just dice up a little bit of red onion. That goes in. Need some herbs in there, so what we might do, just grab a bit more parsley from the garden, chop that up. Parsley, orange, and red onion. I mean, that's a great combination. And then a little bit of green goddess sauce, just to give it a bit of a kick. Just probably what, half a teaspoon, and a bit of olive oil, just to loosen it up a bit. Okay, give that a mix. So it's all mixed up. Next thing, guacamole. I usually use a spoon just to scoop out the flesh. All right, so I like to do 1 big avo to 1 full lime. I mean, I really like tart guacamole. Broden, what are you doing down there? It's picked out some orange skins. See, that's how good they are. Even the dog will eat them. Paddy's on rat patrol up the back here. Here's the white wolf, protects the yard. Pinch of salt. And then, I mean, I like a little bit of olive oil. Most Mexicans would say otherwise, but you know, this is Oz-Mex style. So just a little bit in there just to give it a little loosen up. And there it is. All right guys, so we have finished all the prep. It's time to cook. Can fit 6 tacos comfortably on that flat grill, which is awesome. So we'll just shut the lid down, 3 minutes that side. Meanwhile, we'll grab the fish out of the fridge and get ready to eat. If you can hear that sizzling, that's what you want, right? Roughly about 4 minutes per side for fish, and then I like to rest it for about 3 to 4 minutes as well. Oh, here comes our special guest.
Snap tacos.
Yeah, look at that.
Oh.
Wolfie.
Ooh. Here we go.
So this is my son Henry and wife Carly, and then we got Ryan's baby Wolfie and wife Jess. All right, so just flipping them all, and then so another 3-4 minutes either side, and then be ready to eat. All right, so fish is cooked. Just gonna let it rest. I find with any fish, you gotta make sure it's well rested. All the juices will settle back in and be extra juicy. I mean, we've cooked a lot of fish, haven't we? All right, so tacos. All right, so a bit of guac. 1. Orange salsa. Just a little bit. Secret sauce. Green goddess. No secret though. Shredded lettuce. Straight from the garden. There is coriander, but girls hate it. Do you like coriander?
I love
Oh, Jess likes coriander. And there is jalapenos. Does anyone want jalapenos?
Yes, please.
But they are mixed with serrano, so
Ooh,
a bit of daredevil.
tread carefully.
I'll just do one slice on each. Alright. And a piece of corn on the side.
Yes.
Voila. And then there's fresh lime as well if you want that too. So,
Beautiful.
bon appetit.
Woohoo!
Woohoo. Come get your food, Risky. Time to eat. These sauces of 2020.